Every- Hello everyone, I am Dr. Pratibha Chauhan from Sri Shivaji Law College, Parbhani. Today we will discuss on the classification of administrative action. On this topic, I have prepared three videos. This is the first video. Every case is administrative law arise out of controversy between a private citizen and some organ of the administration. An organ of the administration would include every authority of the government, that is, other than the legislature and judiciary. Now we will see the administrative process, how it is complex pattern, because it combines in itself the executive, legislative and judicial process. So what comes under the union? The president, cabinet of minister, department of government and statutory corporation. And in state, the governor, council of minister, municipal authority, local bodies and statutory corporation. Now what is the function of administrator? As we know that executive is also known as the administrator. The government department and their officers under the ministers etc. are all belongs to the executives. The term executive includes from the president to peon. In political science, the president and prime minister are referred as executive of the state. As everyone knows that government has three important branches. One, legislature, judiciary and executive. What is the primary function of legislature? To legislate the necessary and required statute for the nation. And this important task is vested in parliament and state legislature. Now what is the function of judiciary? Its main function is to interpret the law and administration of the justice in the country. Particularly this power is vested in Supreme Court and High Court. The third branch is the executive, and its important function is to implement the government policies and the legislation. And this is called the classification of government function. How there is a difficulty in classification? Because there is no as such watertight compartment or the distinction between these three functions. It is not easy to draw a boundary line with mathematical calculation because it is very difficult to demark from each other. Jurisprudence opined that the distinction between this function is one of the degree and convenience rather than the principle. The main problem arises with executive. Today, the state is welfare and social. The main task and burden which fall on the executive to implement the government policy. So the parliament empowers the executive to legislate on certain matter, and it is called as delegated legislation. Very often, executive also are empowered with the judicial power to adjudicate certain matters. Therefore, the executive possesses the qualities of administration, judiciary and legislation. According to the work done by the executive, so these work are classified whether it is executive, judicial or legislative. So this classification, that is called as the classification of administrative action. Judiciary is the chief justice of Supreme Court or the High Court. Means what include under the judiciary. See here, main function of judiciary is to interpret the law. But sometimes even the judiciary have to play triple role. It means that they have to interpret the law, even they have to play the role of judiciary, and they have to play the role of executive. Now how? Because when the judiciary makes the rule, that is the legislative power. When the judiciary issues the direction to lower court, so that is the administrative power, and judiciary even function on their main power, that is interpretation of law. That's why I said that judiciary play a triple role, and that's why there is very difficult to distinguish the powers of the executive, legislative and judiciary. Now the parliament, even parliament too play the triple role. Parliament, they prepare the legislation, and even the parliament can play the role of judiciary as well as the executive. Now how they play the role of judiciary, or how they utilize the judicial power? Sometimes they can punish the person whoever contempt its proceeding. That is the judicial power. Sometimes even the parliament, they implement the policy and legislation. So that is the executive power. So here too they play the triple role. Now about the executive. Main role of executive is to implement the government policies and the legislation. But even the executive too have the legislative power. Even they legislate the law. It means that they prepare according to the direction given in the parental act. They can prepare the rules, regulation, bylaws, even they can issue the order, they can prepare the circulation. So it is the legislative power. Even the executive, they adjudicated the matter under certain circumstances. Now they are having the judicial power when they decide on the certain matters. For example, they can deal with the civil cases related to the land revenue. So the executive too play the triple role. Justice Hegde of Supreme Court of India, he says that the dividing the line between the administrative power and quasi-judicial power is quite thin and is being gradually obliterated in recent years. The concept of quasi-judicial power has been undergoing a radical change. What was considered as an administrative power some year back is now being considered as a quasi-judicial power. Now what the Wade and Phillips say? It is a customary to divide the function of government into three classes, that is legislative, executive and judiciary. Massey says, speaking generally, administrative action, it can be classified into four So he had added one more, but it is similar only. That is judicial, executive, legislative and administrative. Now other writers here they say that executive and administrative they are one and same. But Massey has classified into the fourth type. Now, what is the necessity of making the classification of administrative action? Because to discharge the various administrative function. So, while discharging the function, there is a chance they may affect on the life, liberty and right of any person. Even the principle of natural justice may violate it. And there are appropriate constitutional and legal remedies under which they can claim, that is Article 226 and Article 32 of the Constitution. So the Supreme Court and High Court can issue the prerogative writs. There are 5 types of writs available to the person whose right is violated by the administrative authority, so they can approach to the Supreme Court and High Court. In short, I will tell you about these 5 writs. The writs of habeas corpus. So this is issued to produce a person who has been detained, whether in prison or in private custody. So they can be called before the court, and to release him if such detention is found illegal. So the court may release them. Next writ is mandamus, that is issued by superior court to inferior court or to any public authority, requiring him to perform a public duty. Wherever they found that they are not performing their public duty, so the court may issue the direction to them. It may be the court or it may be the public authority. Next writ is certiorari. It prevents the inferior court or the authority to who has judicial or quasi-judicial power from misusing that power or abusing that power of the jurisdiction and to remove the case for trial to the higher court. So, this may be issued by the Supreme Court and High Court. Writ of prohibition. So, it may be issued by the Supreme Court to the inferior court or any tribunal or any authority, public authority, for prohibiting it from continuous with the proceeding. Suit on the ground that the proceeding or the case without or increase of jurisdiction of the contrary of the law in force. So whoever who is exceeding the jurisdiction means he is not having the authority to decide, and if they are going contrary to the law, so the higher court may issue the direction to the inferior court. The last one is the writ of quo warranto. So that is issued against the holder of a public office, so or the executive. So these are the 5 writs available to the person whose right may have been get violated, or if they are not following the principle of natural justice, so they may take the help of this writ. Now I will quote you certain example regarding how they are having the power while deciding the matter. The municipal commissioner is an executive and he issued the permission to the house construction, shop construction, etc. And even he is having the jurisdiction to collect the taxes also. So there he violate or right of any person, or if he is misusing his power, so they may go to the court. Even certain executive is having the power to issue the licenses or giving the permission. Revenue officer is an executive, he collect the taxes in revenue cases, etc. Even he assign the house site to the poor people. The district collector or tehsildar, revenue officer, they may acquire the land from the landowner under the Land Acquisition Act and according to his superior officer's order, they can. The next one is the conciliation officer can solve the dispute between employer and employees. If he can't, then he may refer this matter to Industrial Dispute Tribunal as per the Industrial Dispute Act 1947. Sorry, here is a mistake. An order made under section 144 of CRPC, an order made for the establishment of commission of inquiry and certain matter. A sale tax or income tax officer is an executive. He makes an assessment order under the State General Sale Tax Act or Income Tax Act 1961. So here I completed the first video on the classification of administrative action.